Welcome back, everyone. You were watching me at the Vintage Sewing Machine Garage disassemble a Kenmore 158.1941 for harvesting of parts. Now, this is the hand wheel, and this piece here that is what you normally see on the outside is actually a piece of aluminum that didn't even use paper or foil. It's actually a piece of aluminum that you can see was glued, and I've come in behind it. I've actually it basically sits like this, and you can get a very thin edge of a screwdriver under it, and then if you'll come around the sides, it should come off for you. And if you do it, evenly, you can do it without totally tearing it apart. And now I am loosening these pieces. By the way, on the needle bar, you tighten. There's a wonderful little set screw here for the needle bar, and there is a thread guide down below, and you can see it's caked on with grease. So I was able to remove this screw, and then I was able to go on the other side of the needle bar, and there's another screw, loosen that, and this came right off. You might, I might find a Kenmore that's missing this, and this is a very precious thing to have. You cannot sew on one of these without it. So again, looking to continue this process of taking off what I can. By the way, if you ever do this, or even if you take a part off just to repair a machine, do remember that it's very important that you can even do videos of yourself. You need to have a way of remembering what you've taken off and in the order you've taken it. And that's very important, okay? Because if you're going to put it back together, you need to know. So this is a plastic piece. Again, it goes on a certain way. And as it comes off, it's mostly covered in, my gosh, they got grease everywhere and a little bit of kerosene. And there's a spring here, right? Because, when you... this piece moves, right? Because by the time we get to the 1970s, they have started changing the way you disengage the needle bar in order to wind a bobbin, right? So notice this piece was in here. I'm going to keep all of these. I would like to have every piece, pardon me, there are two of these pieces, and I'm going to keep all of these parts because, again, there are times, right? What else? Let's see, is there something else blocking my ability to remove this? There's a spring. Now, again, you may never need these pieces. These machines were made so well, you may say, oh, I'm not going to need that. And maybe you won't, and that would be great. But what if you do? It really hurts to literally get rid of a machine because all it needs is one part and you can't find it. So, waste not, want not. People who collect just about anything, including, oh, look at there. We've got, when you take a bolt out, always look, this one has a washer, its own special washer there. Just waiting. And again, the parts that I use here are coming off, and they'll go into their own bag. Notice what I have here, a beautifully made piece. And then I get the upper flywheel. Now, the rest of these pieces, this is the drive shaft, of course. Typically, I've never had to replace a drive shaft. I just haven't. One thing that could be useful, though, is, again, there's a spring. Notice that when you are going in reverse, there's a spring. I've got my hand here on the reverse lever. Notice that spring that moves. That spring is important because you've got to have the spring in order for the reverse to work on this machine. So it might be useful to save the spring. The spring is attached to a piece down here, and it's basically got a little clasp, if you will, almost like the clasp on a necklace. And I'm basically going to take it off. Now be careful. I'm trying really hard not to mangle this because I'm going to have to, get it to attach again if I ever use it. But so I've got these tiny little pliers, and this is kind of what it looks like, right? And I'll have to go into the hole if I ever have to replace it, and then I'll have to, probably twist it around a little bit there. Now, the one above is similar in that it is attached, and I'm not sure where the end is on that. Now it could be, this is interesting, the spring itself, I wonder if that spring, I don't know how they would have attached that. These springs, I know you all have heard me talk about parts and bolts and springs before, and I geek out on them. They were made so well. So I'm going to try to remove this. Without breaking it. But I make no promises. Because it's not attached as the same way that it was down below. So I've got to figure out where that end is. You got to see where the clasp end is in order to get it out of this, where it's been looped into. So anyway, I'll have to study that a little bit more. But anyway, I appreciate you all watching. I know it's exciting stuff, but some of you have been waiting a very long time to hear what was going to happen to this forlorn machine. And again, the silver lining is that many of these parts will go toward keeping many other Kenmores that are still out there running. And for that, I think it was worth all of this effort and time, at least for me, maybe not for you, but for me to try to see, when is it time to stop? And it's rare. You folks know I don't give up easy, but sometimes I think maybe it's a worthwhile endeavor to have machines that can create spares. And you never know when you're going to need one. Anyway, thanks for everyone for watching, and stay tuned for the next video. I've got more machines to talk about and potentially salvage.